everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a video about two basic yoga poses. They're forward folds. One is the Janu Sirsasana and the other one is the Paschimottansana. And I want to show you how to do these postures correctly with the use of three different Iyengar yoga props. Although these postures are very basic, and I know that most people do these postures, and I know you're doing these forward folds every day, even when you stretch. So it's much better if you do these postures correctly rather than doing all the variations, all the incorrect variations that I keep on seeing people doing. Okay, so let's get started. The first asana is the Janu Sirsasana. So the way I see people doing it, and the incorrect way is this. So it's basically forward fold. So one leg stretched out, the other leg bent in, and you want to reach forward. So basically touching your toes. So what people generally end up doing is bending and then trying to kind of reach forward and bending the back a lot and then kind of reaching forward. Okay, or people try and bend forward like this. Okay, both of these are incorrect because basically what you're doing is you're bending the back. Like the curve in the back, that's not right. What we want you to do is, we want you to straighten the back. Okay, the chest should always be open and the back should always be straight. So what you want to do is you want to remember that the fold happens from the hip joint, from the crease of the hip. So you want to sit up straight, keep your abs slightly pulled in, and then you want to lean forward with the chest forward, chin forward, and then hold your the sides of your foot. Now, if you're unable to if you're unable to come all the way down, then that's when you use the props. But if you're able to at least hold the edges of your foot, you want to make sure that the chest is going forward first. Otherwise, if you do this, there's no point in doing this. There's actually no point in touching your forehead to your knee because that bends that curves the back, and then this posture is not really working as much as it can. What you want to do is you want to go beyond the knee and come as close to your leg as possible, and that is what actually gives you that length on the back of the legs and the length in the spine also. And this is the actual correct way of doing the Janu Sirsasana. Okay. So, now the same thing with the Paschimottansana. So, with both feet forward, people tend to reach forward and then really try and reach and bend and curve, and that's just incorrect. So, the right way of doing it is actually to keep your back straight and then move forward and hold the edges of the feet. So, and you have to keep your back straight. So, you want to reach forward with your chest and keep your chin forward, and then come as close to the legs as possible. And this is the correct way of doing it. In fact, this is the correct way of doing it because your back is straight. So, how do we maintain a straight back in both these forward folds with the help of the props? So the first prop I want to use is the Iyengar yoga rope. Okay. So now, if you don't have a belt available to you, you can use anything that you have. You could use like a simple belt if you have, or a stole, or a scarf, or a chuni, anything basically. So what this belt is going to do is it's going to bridge the gap between your hands and your feet if you're unable to come forward. So if you're here, if your level of flexibility only allows you to come till here, go ahead and hold the rope and try and come forward. So you're bending your elbows and you're keeping your back straight and you're trying to come forward. If you have a little bit more flexibility, you could actually extend your arms, but the movement is still the same. So you're gonna push the elbows out and you're gonna try and come forward. And make sure that your toes are pointing in. So you don't want to point the toes out and then expect to come forward. No, you want to push the heel out so that there is an extension in the back, and you want to continue to come forward. And this gives you an amazing extension. Okay, and then the same thing with the Paschimottansana. So you actually can just kind of stay here and try and hold yourself closer. making sure that the chest goes first, and then if you have a little bit more flexibility, you can do this. Okay, so that's how to use the rope. Let's use the chair. So the chair is really good because I feel like it helps you in stretching, but passive stretching. So you don't even realize that you're stretching and you get the correct posture. So what you do is you put the chair on top of your leg so that the edge of the foot is actually on the edge of the chair. And if you have a regular chair, it's okay. You don't have to worry about this. You can just kind of put your foot underneath the chair and place your hands on top of the chair. And see, this immediately straightens the back. And then you want to come forward and see if you can place your chin or your forehead on top of the chair. Now this will work for a lot of people, but some of you might be more flexible. So if you can go forward a little bit more, what you want to do is you want to push the chair back, slide your arms on top of the chair, and then place your forehead on the edge of the chair. And for those of you who are a little more flexible, you can continue putting the forehead on the edge of the chair and extending your arms out. And what this does is it actually ensures that your back, your spine is straight throughout the entire asana, throughout the entire stretch. And the same thing, if you want to do the Uttanasana, I keep on saying Uttanasana, Paschimottansana is what I mean. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to keep the chair straight and then push it forward depending on your level of flexibility. Now notice my heels will always be pushed out. I'm not allowing my toes to come forward. My toes are pointing straight up and I'm going down. So depending on your level of flexibility, you can actually use a chair. And I really love the chair because it's a great way to really keep your back straight, you know. With the chair sometimes you tend to hunch down, but with the chair it will never happen. Finally, the next tip is for those of you who can actually stretch forward. So if you're actually able to come forward and hold the edges of the foot, one good way to keep on extending the back and maintain that length is to use a block and place it under the foot, and actually instead of holding the foot, hold the blocks. So one block, or in my case, like I like to use 2 blocks, and just hold it, keep the chin up. And as you can see, this also prevents the toes from moving forward, and you can actually feel your heel pushing in. So this also helps in extending, in lengthening the back of the legs. And when you do your Paschimottanasana, you can actually sit up straight and reach forward. And this is also kind of like a passive stretch. You're not going all the way down, yet you are stretching your back and you're stretching your legs. So yeah, these are 3 ways that you can really improve your forward folds. I still use the chair very frequently, and I use my blocks also very much to improve my alignment in my postures. Even though I have like an intermediate practice, I still go back to the basics, and I use props in helping me to get the practice better and get the asanas better. So do try this. And let me know if it actually helps you. I hope it helps. I know it's helped me, so let me know how it goes. Thank you.